here in my garage with my weights, my gains. But you know what I value more than weights and gains? Knowledge. And that's why here today, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how to do a deadlift correctly. So stay tuned and get ready. Okay, so guys, like I said, we are gonna teach you how to deadlift today. Why is the deadlift important? A, it works a ton of muscles in the body, pretty much every single one you could think of. And it can be a high-risk lift if you do it incorrectly. That's what I want to show you here today. That way you can utilize this lift in your own training and progress a little faster in the gym. So first and foremost, if you're a beginner, before I begin, make sure you're not taking all this information and trying to use it all at once. So that's not going to work. Just take two things you hear today and apply it. And everyone's going to be at different levels. Some of you have never deadlifted before in your life, and others, maybe a little bit more advanced, need some extra tips that maybe here in the video here today. So just keep in mind, take two things, work on that until you master that, come back, find two more things, add them in, okay? So, moving on over, you will need a barbell, not necessarily a fancy deadlifting pad like we have here today, way out of your price range for sure. There's two ways to deadlift. There's sumo like this, and then there's conventional. I'm a little bit more comfortable with conventional, so that's what we're gonna do here today. Now, obviously you're gonna need a barbell of some sort. Now, what we're gonna do, if you're just starting out, never deadlifted before, only two cues I want you to keep in mind for now. That is, keep your back straight and strong, and push through your heels. Push the earth away through your heels. So almost like, you feel like you're gonna be falling back almost, but you're not, obviously. So, what it would look like, just to give a few reps, just like that. One more. Let it settle. Okay? So it's two things. Obviously, if you're just starting out, keep your back straight and strong, push through your heels. Now, if you're kind of used to deadlifting, you've done it previously in the past with training, here comes the more intermediate or advanced cues that I like to do myself here. So, to get yourself a little bit more locked in, one cue that I absolutely love, approach the bar the same old way, grab it like so, wherever you feel comfortable at. Now, I'm going to activate my lats. And you see how my elbows are kind of pointed out this way? What I'm going to do is try to cover up my armpit, drive this back. What this does is it turns on my lat. And that's a big muscle. It ties all the way here, all the way into the spine, making it a lot more stable, makes everything feel a lot more locked in. Second thing I'm going to ask you guys to do is keep the bar fairly close to you. Because obviously if the bar is way out here, this is way heavier than it is in here. Like that was hard, okay? So, keep it close, but not too close. You have maximum leverage on the middle part of your foot here. So obviously if it's here, you kind of have to go out of your way. You're rubbing against your body. It's not very efficient. Try to keep it just over the midfoot, which is still going to be pretty damn close. So you keep the back straight, push the heels, lock in the lats, like so. Okay? Now the next cue or tip I'm going to give you guys, and this doesn't work for everyone. Mr. Rob Diesel and I do this pretty religiously, especially when you get into heavier weights. We do kind of a reflex. So you know when you go to do a jump, you wouldn't stop, you wouldn't go for the jump, squat on down, stop, and then jump. There's a boom, boom. We want to do the same thing in the deadlift, especially when we're going for maximal loads or, you know, trying to move some real weight. So what that's going to look like, so it's kind of the same thing. We're creating a reflex with the muscles here. So we're going to, or a stretch reflex, that's what it's called. Don't think of it on head. So instead of just lifting it straight up like that, what we're going to do is kind of try and drive our knees forward. Get our quads a little bit more engaged. Basically doing the same thing we do when we jump a little higher. So grab it like so, and what it's going to look like is this. And I'll do 2 reps so you guys can see. Pay close attention. Watch my knees. So I go, let it out, boom. See how it's just a little bit more explosive? Okay? Next, cue. And this one, be cautious with this because this can make you super lightheaded, because the deadlift as is already going to be lightheaded. This is going to be more about the breathing. So we kind of went over keeping the back straight and strong, locking in the lats, pushing through the heel, and we're going to talk about breathing. Okay? So, first thing you got to understand about this, the way we're supposed to breathe, when we breathe in, we're supposed to breathe down into our diaphragm. So we kind of make us look a little pregnant, okay? And normally when you deadlift, sometimes you'll have a belt. I don't normally use it. This will work with or without the belt, especially if you got a big belly. But what you're gonna want to do, and hopefully I can do this when I'm talking this fast with my breath as is. Whew. So, what you're gonna want to do, right before you get into position, you're going to take a big breath into your belly, just like that. So, once again, just kind of like pregnant once again. That should be kind of difficult to hold, especially at first if you're not used to it, because most of us are chest breathers. So, right before you get in position, you're going to take that big breath, put it into your belly, lock everything in, lats, push the heel, keep the back straight, do that stretch reflex we just went over, and you'll be super locked in. But keep in mind, if you're not used to this, this will make you lightheaded, but it'll look like this. So we grab a bar, stance, so my back's not even straight yet. So before I get in position, I'm going to take that breath, lock in my lats, and see, it was even hard to talk like that. So once again, one more time. Right before I get in position, I'm rounded right now. Big breath into my belly. Lats, heels. Cool. Make sense? Cool. So, and last 2 tips or cues I'm going to give you guys. Some of you guys may already know this. When you try to lock out the deadlift from here to here, kind of get that snap, even though you want to make sure it's pretty nice and steady all the way through. But what you're going to want to do to get it from here to here, that's hip extension. One of the actions of the glutes, okay? And hamstrings as well. So what I'm going to try and do from here, just flex my butt or my glutes as hard as I can, kind of snap it through. Some people have trouble with that, locking out. I haven't personally, but sometimes you do. Just keeping this tight, and then boom. And if once again, maybe this is just common sense, but for those that don't or are new to deadlifting, so obviously I was doing it all kind of overhand, like that, which is totally, you can do that. However, this will only take you so far. Your reps, chances are, is going to fail before the rest of your body does, okay? So, when that begins to fail, you can do over-under. So the way that works is a reverse grip, one over like this, or the other way around. You can do it like that, but it's going to be the same. You're going to face the same issues as with this, okay? But the reason we do this prevents the bar from rolling one way or the other. So it's a lot more stronger than this grip. Now, there's another grip that's even stronger than both of those, believe it or not, but it is really painful to do, and only if you're a real bar bender, then you can do it. So it's called hook grip, and normally if your hands aren't big enough, it might be difficult to do, but the way it works is, let me get a little closer to the bar here. It's still going to be over with both hands, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my thumb underneath there. And obviously, that's a lot stronger than those other 2 grips. However, your thumb is going to be squished. And that's why it's painful, but it's very, very effective. And like I said, my thumb doesn't quite get underneath all my fingers there. So like I said, it helps when you have bigger hands for this, but that is a lot stronger than that or that. So, just a little recap. Once again, if you're brand new to deadlifting, gosh, I'm sweating like a pig in here. It's hot in the garage. So, once again, if you're new to deadlifting, pick two things. Probably keep your back straight, push through your heels, nothing crazy. After you master that, then you can start adding a few more cues. If the bar's drifting out too far away from you, keep it close. Locking the lats, try that, because once again, the lats are a very strong muscle. Spinal stabilizer. Take advantage of that. Breathe into your belly, and then finish off a lift with flexing off the glutes, okay? Any other questions, leave it in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching me sweat my face off here in the garage, not even doing anything. I appreciate it. Be sure to like and comment down below. Subscribe to my channel right here. You can go ahead and check out more footage from my channel over here. And if you're interested in some sweaty, it won't be sweaty when you get it, badass barbender apparel, you're going to click right here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.